Elastic Compute Cloud, which is for service. So practically, how can we create EC2 instance? How can we connect the instance, right? What are the configurations we give, right? And what are the steps we need to follow, right? Let's try to understand. Yeah, EC2. Look at here, everyone. EC2 is the on-demand scalable virtual server. It is a on-demand scalable virtual server, right? So on demand, what is on demand? We discussed already. What is on demand, anyone? On demand is nothing but instantly, immediately, whenever needed, right? So on demand, instantly we can create the resources whenever needed. Fine. Scalable, we can increase whenever needed. Scaling, right? For example, we are working on a database server. I'm working on a database server, right? So middle of the activity, I'm facing some issues, technical issues. On the fly, I can increase the RAM, I can increase the CPU, I can increase the storage, right? Yeah, which is nothing but a scalable scaling, right? And a virtual server. Virtual server is it is not a physical server, it is a imaginary server. Imaginary server, right? Virtual server, which is not physical. We can connect virtually, right? Yeah, EC2 is the on-demand scalable virtual server. For example, look at here, everyone. Elastic. In general, what is elastic and anyone? In general, what is elastic? In general, what is elastic?
The one which has the property to expand.
Expand, right? Expand or stretchable, right? Which is nothing but elastic, right? So compute. What is compute, anyone? For example, if you want to buy any laptop or any mobile, so what we will check? For example, if I want to buy laptop, okay, what we will check normally? What are the RAM? What are the CPU? What are the storage? What are the operating system? Right? What are the graphic card? These are all we check, right? So compute is a configuration. Compute is the configuration, right? Yeah. This configuration, this compute is elastic. Whenever you want to increase, you can increase by single click. Whenever you want to decrease, you can decrease by single click, right? Yeah. This configuration is available in cloud. This configuration is in, this configuration is elastic. This configuration is available in cloud. That is why two times we have C. Two times we have C, right? So that is why we can call it as EC2. Understanding it, everyone? What is EC2? Understand, right? Look at here. I just want to show you the definition here. That is why. Look at here. What is Amazon EC2? Look at here. EC2 stands for Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud provides on-demand scalable computing capacity in the Amazon Web Services AWS Cloud. Okay. Using Amazon EC2 reduce hardware cost so you can develop and deploy applications very faster. You can use Amazon EC2 to launch as few virtual servers as you need. Configure security, networking, and manage storage. You can add capacity, so which is scale up to handle compute heavy tasks such as monthly or yearly processes or spikes in website traffic. So when usage decreases, you can reduce the capacity, which is a scale down, scale up and scale down. We can scale up and we can scale down, right? Whenever needed. So Amazon Compute Cloud is a on-demand scalable capacity, virtual server capacity, right? Yeah. So every company, every project team, currently they're using cloud servers. They're migrating their applications to cloud. So why they're migrating to cloud? Because of, look at here, everyone. Reduce hardware cost. Using Amazon EC2 reduce hardware cost. So you can develop and deploy applications very faster. So cost will be reduced, time also will be reduced. So client always look for the cost saving and also time saving. Understand, right, everyone? Client always look for the cost saving and also time saving, right? So cost cutting, right? So client always audit that costing. They try to reduce the costing, client, right? So time saving. So time quickly they required deployments and all. That is why every organization, every project team, they're migrating to cloud. Fine. Yeah. Now let's go back to the console, AWS console. Yeah. So now EC2 is the on-demand scalable virtual server. Fine. Now go back here. Now aws.amazon.com is the URL, right? How to create AWS account, I already explained. Click on sign into the console. Yeah. Now look at here. So region by default it is showing Asia Pacific Mumbai region, right? So this region is very, very important, right? So yeah, in real-time projects, as a cloud engineer, as a DevOps engineer, what we will do, as per the project team requirement, we need to create the infrastructure, we need to manage the infrastructure, right? So along with the automation activities, DevSecOps roles, we need to create the infrastructure, we need to manage the infrastructure. So infrastructure is nothing but servers, storage, network, load balancers, right? These are all comes under network, infrastructure, right? So as per the project team requirement, we need to create the infrastructure, we need to manage the infrastructure. If any project team require any resources, what they will do, they create a ticket. What is ticket? Ticket is a request. So we are using currently so many ticketing systems, right? ServiceNow, Jira, BMC Remedy, JitBit, right? These are all ticketing systems. So client always raise a ticket. In the ticket, they give all the information. For example, one of the project team required 10 servers, 10 virtual servers, cloud servers, right? So they give all the requirement in the ticket. They update the information in the description. They give all the information. So as per the information, as per the ticket, as per the request, so we need to create the resources in which first one here is region. They give you region on which region the required servers. Region, look at here everyone. So this is the Mumbai region. So these are all different regions, America's regions, Asia Pacific regions, so Canada, Europe regions, right? South America. So other different regions are available, 16 regions that are not enabled here. So as per the project team requirement, first of all, we need to choose the region. Region is the data center. Region is a data center, right? So what is data center, anyone? Data center అంటే ఏంటండి? Anyone, what is data center?
The server room.
Server room, right? Where we host all the servers, where we host all the resources, right? So not only servers, right? So in the data center, we host servers, network, storages, load balancers, backup devices, routers, switches, right? So yeah, whatever the infrastructure devices, infrastructure, right? We host all the resources in the server room, right? Yeah. So who will maintain the server room? The respective engineers will maintain the server room. Fine. Now first we need to choose the region here. So by default, region selected here, right? Now go to the left top corner. Look at here. Left top corner. So there is a services tab. So these are all recently visited services. Console home page, recently visited services, right? Now, first time when you open, go to services tab. This is the services tab. Click on this. Look at here, everyone. So these are all services, different services. So very first service, important service is EC2. So click on compute. Now click on EC2. Services, compute, EC2. This is the navigation. So click on EC2. Yeah. Now look at here. So EC2 dashboard. This is the EC2 dashboard. Now click on instances. Click on instances. Now currently 2 instances are in stopped state. Docker server, Jenkins server. These servers are other batch servers. Server, we can call it as EC2 only. So terminology is very, very important. Terminology is very, very important. So EC2 is a scalable on-demand virtual server, right? So these two are servers, EC2 instances, EC2 instances, right? So terminology is very, very important. In AWS, we can call it as EC2 instance. In Azure, we can call it as VM, virtual machine. In Google Cloud, we can call it as VM instance, right? Yeah, so these two servers are in stopped state. Stopped means shut down state. Okay. Now I want to launch a EC2 instance. I want to launch a instance, EC2 instance. How can we launch? Click on launch instance. Click on this. Look at my screen, everyone. Now it is asking you to give the name and tag. So server name. You can give any name here. I want to give web server. Okay. Now scroll down here. Yeah. If you want to create any server, for example, in your laptop, if you want to install Windows, so what we require normally, for example, you want to format your operating system, you want to upgrade latest Windows version. So how can we install Windows in our laptop? Anyone? So when we visit any hardware center, for example, normally we visit hardware centers, right, for installing the operating system. So when we go to hardware center, normally what they will do, how they install Windows. First of all, what they will do, they connect one pen drive. In that pen drive, they they configure the image. They configure the image, OS image, right? So they connect the pen drive. By using the pen drive, they boot your laptop. After that, they start installing the operating system. They connect pen drive. So by using the pen drive, they boot your laptop and they start the installation. Same way, yeah, in AWS also, AWS is giving OS image, which is Amazon Mission image, right? So by using this OS image, Amazon Mission image, we can install operating system on a server, right? So even server or laptop or desktop OS required, right? Operating system required, right? What is OS and anyone? What is OS? What is operating system? Operating system is a interface between user and the computer hardware. Operating system is a interface between user and the computer hardware, right? So computer always understand binary language. Computer always understand binary language, either laptop or desktop or server, right? But human will not understand binary language. That is why we require one translator, which is operating system, right? Operating system. How can we work on the applications, patches, plugins, deployments? So operating system is an interface between user and the computer hardware. Okay, fine. Now this is the OS image which provided by AWS. Look at here. So here these are all images and look at here. Amazon Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, SUSE Linux, Debian, different operating environments are available. These are all operating systems. These are all images, OS images, right? So whatever the image you required, you can choose this, right? Now, if you click on browse more AMIs, look at my screen, I will know. So these are all AMIs. These are all AMIs. Nearly 44 AMIs are available. Quick start AMIs, 44 AMIs available. Look at here. Amazon Linux 2023 kernel 6.1 version. Now 6.12 AMI. Mac OS, right? So Red Hat, different flavors. SUSE, Ubuntu, Microsoft Windows Server, different flavors, right? Yeah, these are all AMIs available. These are all AMIs, fine? Yeah. Now, as per the project requirement, we need to select the AMI. So I already completed my free tier Andy. That is why it is not showing any free. So in your console, first time it will show you free tier eligible, free tier eligible. So I don't have any free tier. So my free tier completed already. You can see that free tier eligible in your console. So not all images, few images, they give you free tier eligible. Okay. So here in the quick start AMIs, I can see here 44 AMIs. These are all 44 AMIs. So in which CentOS is not there. CentOS is not there. One of the OS, CentOS operating system is not there. So my client asked me to create that CentOS. How can we create? So which is not there here, which is not available in the quick start AMIs. Now, if you want to create that, how can we create? So for which we need to go to the AWS Marketplace. We need to go here. AWS Marketplace. Click on this. Now, you can search here. In this, you can search here CentOS. Look at my screen, everyone. These are all CentOS flavors, different flavors, right? CentOS 8, 9, 10. These are all CentOS. So as per the project and requirement, we need to select that and we can go ahead and create the EC2 instance. Understanding that, everyone? Yeah. Click on cancel here. Now look at here. So these are all different flavors available OS images. Okay. Now what I will do, I want to choose Amazon Linux default one. So Amazon Linux, look at here. First two versions are free tier eligible. In your console, you can see here, free tier eligible, right? Free tier eligible. So I don't have any free tier. That is why it is not showing here. So select the first one. Select the first one, default one. Okay. Yeah, I want to create Amazon Linux 2023 kernel 6.5, 6.1 AMI. So I want to create this. Okay. Now go down here. Description. Look at here. Amazon Linux 2023 is a modern general purpose Linux based OS that comes with 5 years of long-term support, right? This you can choose. Okay. Now go down here. Now instance image selected, server image selected. Now go down here. Next one. Instance type, which type required, which configuration required. So as per the positive requirement, as per the client requirement, we need to create the instance, right? Yeah. Now instance type, server type. Look at here. T3 micro. T3 micro is free tier eligible. Here it will show you in your console. First time when you create the AWS account, right? You will get a free, right? 6 months free. So you can see that free tier eligible. T3 micro is having, look at here, two CPUs, two virtual CPUs, 1 GB memory. Look at here. Two virtual CPUs, 1 GB memory means RAM. T3 micro. Now look at here. T2 nano, one CPU, one virtual CPU, 0.5 GB memory means 500 MB memory. Now look at here. T2 micro, one CPU, 1 GB RAM. Now T2 small, one virtual CPU, 2 GB RAM. T2 medium, 2 CPUs, 4 GB RAM. T2 large, 2 CPUs, 8 GB RAM. Look at here. So different configurations. So as per the project team requirement, so we need to choose this. We need to select this. If you select this, this is a bit costlier. Okay. So we always use the T2 micro or T3 micro. So T2 micro is better only. T2 micro is free, completely free. This you can choose. T2 micro, 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM. This one. Look at here, everyone. 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM. For practice, we always use the T2 micro. But in real-time projects, we don't use the T2 micro. We cannot run the production applications on T2 micro because only 1 GB RAM, 1 CPU. That is not sufficient for the production applications. Clear, right, everyone? Whatever free tier eligible servers are there, those you can select here. So T2 micro is free. You can see in your console free, right? Now, next one, look at here. So key pair, what is key pair? What is key? Along with your username, password, we need to create the key pair also. So which is extra layer of the authentication. Extra layer of the authentication. So key pair also required here, right? So I already created the key pairs in my console. Look at here. So these are the key pairs, right? So proceed without key pair also, but that is not recommended way. In real-time projects, yeah, always we need to use the key pair, without which, yeah, security violence, right? So that is why we need to create a key pair. So first time, I want to show you how to create the key pair, right? Now click on create a new key pair. So key pair is nothing but which is the key without which we should not connect our server. That is the, yeah, sometimes without key pair also we can create, but that is not recommended way. Okay. So go and create the key pair. Click on create new key pair. Look at here. So key pair name, I want to give DevSecOps 7 a.m. Okay. Now look at here. So RSA and some private and public key pair they are giving. Two options they are giving. So RSA encrypted private and public key pair, and look at here. They gave the encrypted ID, private and public key pair. So we always use the first one only, RSA. That is okay. Next one, look at here. Private key file format. Look at here. Here we have two options available. Two options. .pem, .ppk. So we use both. .pem full form here is privacy enhanced mail. .pem full form is privacy enhanced mail, right? So .ppk full form is putty private key. So two formats here. Two formats. RSA, that is default one, you can keep as is. So .pem privacy enhancer mail, .ppk putty private key. Okay. So first we can work on this first one, .pem default one. Later I'll show you this one also. Okay. Yeah. So select PEM. Click on create key pair. Once you click on this, now look at here. So key pair is downloaded. Key pair is downloaded. Open this key pair. Look at my screen, everyone. So this is the key provided by AWS. Okay. So no one can hack this key, and this much of big key. So no one can hack, right? No one can hack this level of security provided by AWS, right? So if anyone try to hack this, nothing. They cannot hack. Since 2012, I'm working in AWS. Since 2012, right? So I haven't seen any single security concern in AWS. Single security issue. No security issues. Okay. So AWS is having very good security to protect the customer applications and customer databases, right? So security is very important, right? Security. Every customer, they ask security. If I host my database in cloud, if I host my applications in cloud, how the security will be addressed, which is very, very important, right? So AWS is providing very good security, right? Yeah. So Keeper is available. Keeper is downloaded. Keeper is created. That is fine. Right. Now, keeper is ready. Look at here. Keeper selected. Next one, network settings. So we require network also, right? If you want to create the instance server, network also required, right? So by default VPC available here. By default VPC available. So we can use the default VPC. By default subnets also, default subnets available. We can use the subnets also default, right? So while working on VPC, I will show you how to create custom VPC. How can we create the custom subnets, right? We'll go very deep dive. Okay. Now I just want to edit this. Look at here, everyone. Edit this. Look at here. So VPC, default VPC. What is VPC and anyone? Yesterday we discussed. What is VPC? Anyone?
VPC is a backup storage. Right? Um, Backup storage.
Yeah.
Servers which store backup.
Okay. So VPC, yesterday we discussed, right? So which is a virtual private cloud. Virtual VPC full form is virtual private cloud, which is a logically isolated network. Logically isolated network, right? So why we require logical isolated network? To control inbound, outbound traffic, right? So normally in Mumbai region, so many companies are using the resources, right? So plenty of so many companies they are using network from this Mumbai region. So if you want to control inbound traffic, if you want to secure your resources, if you want to secure your devices, we require our own network, our custom network, right? So by default, we can use the default network that is also secure. But when we use our own network, custom network, we can implement the custom rules, our own rules. Understanding, right, everyone? Yeah. So here VPC is a virtual private cloud, which is a logical isolated network. Subnet. What is subnet, anyone? Subnet is a subnetwork, small network. Instead of the large network, we can create subnetwork, small network, right? Yeah. Next one. Availability zone. Availability zone. Zones. Yesterday we discussed, right? Availability zone is a region is a primary data center. Availability zone is the DR data center. Yesterday we discussed, Andy. Okay, DR data center. Disaster recovery data center. Right? Here you can choose, look at here. Three zones are available. Look at here. AP South 1A, AP South 1B, AP South 1C. So one zone to other zone, replication already enabled. In case one zone is down, other zone will take care of the resource. Yesterday we discussed. Okay. I'll repeat this and while working on VPC. So practically we can work on this. Practically we can check this. Okay. So availability zones also no preference. You can keep as the default values. Okay. Auto assign public IP should be enabled. Otherwise we don't get any IP. Right. So auto assign public IP should be enabled. To connect our server, IP should be enabled. Okay. By default it is enabled. You can keep as is. Next one, look at here. Firewall. What is firewall? Firewall is a, yeah, security group. Security group. Firewall is a, what is firewall, Andy? మనం discuss this already. We discussed about this firewall, right? In the servers networks basics. Firewall is a network security device. Security device, right? Yeah. Why we require firewall? It will allow the authorized access. It will deny the unauthorized access, right? So normally if you want to connect your office network, so we can connect through internet. We can connect a VPN through internet. VPN will allow you to connect your office network. VPN is the firewall. What is VPN, anyone? Virtual private network, right? Once you join into the project, you'll get the laptop, right? Yeah, if you want to connect your office network, you need to connect to the VPN, right? So VPN will allow you to connect your office network. Clear, right, everyone? Yeah. Now, security group, this is firewall. Look at here. create a security group, new security group, or select existing security group. Look at here. So existing security groups already available. Look at here. These are the existing security groups. Default VPC security group. So some cyber G security group, default one, all TCP. Right now, I want to create new security group. New security group. Right. Click on create new security group. Give the name here. DevSecOps 7 a.m. SG security group. Okay. So description also I want to give the same. Description also I want to give the same. Right? Yeah. Now go down here, look at here. Inbound security group rules. Inbound rules. So now for inbound rules, I need to enable the rule here. Look at here. So if you want to connect your Linux server, we required SSH authentication. SSH, which is the secure shell. Secure shell, right? SSH. TCP port number here is 22. What is TCP? Transmission Control Protocol. So port range is 22. So Linux SSH port number here is 22, right? So RDP, remote desktop, Windows servers, if you want to connect, port number is 3389. So for example, I want to choose Windows, which is RDP. So currently we are creating Linux, right? You need to keep the Linux SSH only. I just want to show you RDP, for example. Look at here. RDP, remote desktop. If you want to connect your Windows servers, right? We use the RDP. TCP port number here is 3389. So every operating system, every tool is having different ports. Okay. So here we can use the SSH only. Secure shell for Linux servers. Port number here is 22. Source type, anywhere. Anywhere means from anywhere, from any network, we can connect our server, right? Any network, we can connect our server. Source 0.0.0.0/0 means all the networks. All the networks. Okay? Yeah. So go down here. Next one, storage. So first time we are going through all the services and we are walking through all the services here. But creating instance will take only 1 minute job. So creating server will take only 1 minute job. But first time we need to go through all the options here. Right? So next one, second one, yeah, next one, look at here. Here is storage, right? Storage. So configure storage. Storage required, right? If you want to create server, storage required, right? Why we require storage? Storage endukante? So what are the importance of storage for the server? Why we require storage and anyone? What are the importance of storage here? If you want to install operating system, storage required, right? If you want to install application, storage required, right? Fine. Yeah. So by default, AWS is giving 8 GB storage. By default, AWS is giving 8 GB storage, right? Now, if you go and check in the advanced, click on this, expand this volume. Now go down here, look at here. Yeah. So AWS is giving EBS volumes. By default, they're giving EBS Elastic Block Store volumes, right? Yeah, volume 1, which is the root volume, primary volume, OS volume. Volume 1 is the root volume, primary volume, operating system volume, right? So here storage type, EBS, Elastic Block Store. While working on storage, we'll go very deep dive and so for now, how to create the instance, let's try to understand here. Okay. So storage type EBS, right? Device name, Linux device name, /dev/xvda. Snapshot, by default, one snapshot will be created. Snapshot is a replica, one backup copy. So why we require snapshot? So by using the snapshot, we can revert back to previous state whenever needed. Snapshot is a just snap and just a snap. It's a backup copy. So why we require snapshot? sometimes what will happen? Servers will be crash, right? So if the service crash or anything goes wrong, so by using the snapshot, we can revert back to previous state, right? So next one, size of the volume, size of the storage. So for example, in Windows, we use the C drive, D drive, E drive, right? So here slash XVDA, slash dev, slash XVDA, slash dev, slash SDB. So like that, we can call it as, right? So size 8 GB. If you want to increase to 100 GB, you can increase here. But 100 GB is not free. 8 GB free, right? As per the project requirement, you can create here, right? So volume type, storage type, GP3, general purpose 3. Look at here, different types available. So general purpose SSD, GP3. What is SSD, anyone? What is SSD? We are using SSDs in our laptop, right? Solid state drive, which is very high performance storage. Fine. Yeah. So solid state drive, GP3, and general purpose SSD, GP2, and IO1, IO2. So different types of configurations available here. Different types of configurations. Okay. So different types of storages. Fine. Yeah, general purpose SSD, GP3, GP2, IO1, IO2, whatever we require. So as per the project requirement, as per the project request, we need to create the storage here, right? So by default, yeah, they gave general purpose SSD, GP3. This we can use. This we can use. Next one, IOPS. What is IOPS? IOPS. What is IOPS? Input output per second. Your storage speed and your volume speed 3000 input output per second. So this many times it will be rotate. So the storage, so inside of the storage, some tape will be there, right? That will rotate this many time. So normally, so 50 years back, 20 years back, we used to use gramophone records, right? Gramophone records. What is gramophone record? And look at here. So in olden days, gramophone records. So this is the disk ending. This is the disk. It will rotate. Keep on, it will rotate. Oh, still they are using Flipkart. They're showing some pricing, right? Look at here. So this will,
సినిమాల్లో ఉంటుంది కదా సార్.
yeah. Olden cinema. Yes, olden days we used to use this. This will rotate. This will rotate. One head will be connected here. One head will be connected. Look at here. One head is connected. Head connected here, right? Yeah. So that head read the audio. That head read the audio. The audio will come out like this. Okay. Yeah, this is very old system, very oldest system. So this is how many times it will rotate. That the speed set already here, right? So after that, we used to use the cassettes only. Cassettes. So tape recorder cassettes, right? We know that. So later, what we used the CDs, DVDs, right? So now what we are using? Microchips, right? Yeah, here in our console, look at here, in AWS, we are using a very thin SSDs, solid state drives. We are using solid state drives, right? So very high speed drives we are using. Look at here. These are the high speed microchips we are using. So very small disk we are using. So in this disk, the disk speed is 3000 IOPS, right? Yeah, next one. So important one, an interview question also. This is interview question also. Delete on termination. Delete on termination, which is very, very important one. Okay. So what is delete on termination? Look at here. Delete on termination by default it is showing yes. Okay. So normally, as per the project team requirement, we create the server. We create the EC2 instance, right? Once we create that, we can hand over to the project so that they start the development. They start the development, application development, whatever they want to, right? So once the project is completed, they ask you to delete the server. Once development is completed or once they deliver, they ask us to terminate the server. Terminate is nothing but delete. Okay. So while terminating the server, we need to hold the volume. We need to hold the, while terminating the server, we need to hold the volume. Volume is nothing but storage. So while terminating the server, we need to hold the volume. This volume should be available. This volume should not be deleted while terminating the server, right? So here we are talking about delete and termination, right? So delete and termination is nothing but, so here if you give yes, what will happen? When you delete your server, along with the server, volume also will be deleted. Understanding right, everyone? So once the project is completed, project team asks you to delete the server, right? But here, if you select yes, what will happen? Whenever you delete your server, along with the server, volume, storage also will be deleted. So that is not recommended way. We need to hold the storage because backup available in the storage, right? Data available, right? Yeah. So that is why in real-time projects, always we choose no. Always we choose no. Whenever you delete your server, server will be deleted and storage will be available when you select the no. In real-time projects, always we choose this no. Understanding and everyone? In real-time projects, always we select the no. Fine? Yeah. For now, we can select the yes. For now, we can choose the yes. Okay. Right. So delete and permission, you understand, right? Interviewer asks you question here. So if I select a delete and termination, yes, what will happen? If I select no, what will happen? If you select yes, what will happen? Whenever you delete your server, along with the server, storage also will be deleted. If you select no, so when you delete your server, whenever you delete your server will be deleted, storage will be available. In that storage, we can take the backup, we can hold the data. Understanding that, everyone? Yeah. Now, encryption. Encrypted, not encrypted. Look at here, encrypted. So whatever the data you want to store on this disk or volume, if you want to encrypt, you can select the encrypted. Currently, it is not encrypted. Okay, fine. Now, number of instances, number of servers. Here we give one. If you want to give 10 or 100 or 1000, you can give. But in real-time projects, we can create the 100 servers also, 1000 servers also. But here, don't create more than 300. So maximum 5. We can create maximum 5. Okay. For now, I want to create only one. Okay. Yeah, I just want to recap this. Look at here. First of all, what we did here. So name and tag we gave web server or any name we can give. We selected the OS image, AMI, Amazon Linux, latest one. Now, instance type, we selected the T2 micro, 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM. So after that, key pair we downloaded here. So after that, network, we selected default network, VPC. So subnets also default, availability, no preference, right? Security group, we created this, right? Yeah. Now, look at here. So SSH port number is 22 by default open here. Next one, storage, 8 GB storage, EBS volume, right? Delete and termination, yes, we give. Number of instances, only one. Clear, right, everyone? Now click on launch instance. Click on launch instance. Once you click on this, look at here. Now the instance is being ready. Instance is being ready. Now the instance is creating here. Now, yeah, look at here. Instance is in running state. Server is in running state. Understanding right, everyone? Is it clear to you, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Any questions, Sandy, so far, anyone?
Sir. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Sir,
Yeah.
yeah. Instead of, see, whatever we are doing is creating a server, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So just here, instance is nothing but a server, right? So instead of like launch a server, okay, uh, we can keep, means instead of launch instance, we can keep launch server, right? Means it would be more understanding why they kept instance, or here in this case, instance and server both are same, right?
Terminology. That is the terminology.
Terminology, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the AWS terminology. Okay. Server
Mhm.
instance both are same, but in AWS we can call it as instance. EC2 instance is the server. In Azure, VM.
Okay.
VM is the server, virtual machine. Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Another thing, sir,
Yeah.
instance type T2 micro you informed me, right?
Mm.
So when I'm saying it, it is not free.
Twitter account. Create Twitter account.
T3 is there, but
T3 free, right?
T3 is only free,
Okay. You can
but
use that.
T2 micro is not there.
You can use that. T3 micro you can use. Okay.
Sir, another thing in network settings,
Mm.
we have this VPC, right?
Yes, yes.
So actually, my question is, uh, why they kept VPC in network settings? The thing is, we have below we have cloud storage, right?
Uh,
In that place, if they keep means all the things like VPC and the cloud storage both are belongs to
no, no,
same
no.
scenario, right?
No, no, no. VPC is a network, storage is a space. Both are different. Both are not same. Both are different.
VPC is nothing but backup,
No, no,
right?
no.
Disaster
That is
management backup.
network. VPC is a network, not storage. VPC is a network, not storage. Right? Network required, right? You want to create server, network also
Network
required.
is required, but in network we have this inbound outbound traffics. So
Mm-hmm.
means whichever that part can be there, but why they included VPC? VPC is specifically for disaster management, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. VPC network, yeah. Understand your question. So
Uh,
VPC is a virtual private cloud, first of all, right? If you want to create a
okay.
server, we required a virtual private, our own network required, right? For example, in your apartment, in your apartment, 5 floors are there. Five
Okay.
floors are there. Each floor is having 4 flats. Each floor is having 4 flats. So four
Okay.
families are staying in the each
Okay.
floor. 4 families are staying. Okay.
Yes.
So in that floor, there is no walls, for example. No walls, nothing. Only floor is there. How can we secure? Security will
Mm.
be there. Security, can we implement the security or not? So in the first floor, or second floor, or
Yeah,
third
we
floor,
cannot. There won't be any security or privacy
yeah,
for the
that
four
that
families
is
in
the
each
open
floor.
floor, completely open floor. 4 families are staying, no walls, nothing. What will happen? No security, nothing, right? Same way,
Yes.
here in the data center, so many projects are available. So we need to secure our project. We need to secure our resources. That is why VPC required.
Mhm.
Understand, right? Yeah. Any other questions, anyone? Fine. So make sure everyone practice this, and this is a very, very important session. So first session is very, very important session, EC2 session. So tomorrow, how to connect this EC2 instance? How can we deploy the applications on EC2 instance? So what are the different activities we have? What are the activities we perform in real-time projects? I'll show you tomorrow. Okay. So once you practice this, make sure you need to delete this. You need to terminate this. Select your instance, go to instance state, terminate. Terminate is nothing but delete. Click on terminate. Click on terminate. This will be terminated. If you keep this instances in running state, your free hours will be gone. Your free hours will be gone. Okay. 750 hours they are giving free. That will be gone. Fine. So make sure everyone practice this, and this is very, very important session. Okay. So tomorrow I'll recap this one more time. So after that, how to create this, how to connect the server, how can we deploy the applications? Okay. I'll show you tomorrow. Fine.
సో
Yeah.
ఇంకొక డౌట్
Okay. Go ahead, please.
ఇన్బౌండ్ సెక్యూరిటీ రూల్స్ లో టైప్ ఎస్ఎస్హెచ్ ఉంది కదా.
Yes.
ఎస్ఎస్హెచ్ అంటే ఒక్కసారి చెప్తారు.
సెక్యూర్ షెల్ అండి. లైనక్స్ సర్వర్ కి సెక్యూర్ షెల్ authentication Linux కి. So Linux, if you want to connect your Linux,
Authentication.
we required SSH authentication, secure shell authentication. That is the default authentication for Linux. Okay. Yeah, that will be repeated. Nothing to worry. So just
అంటే
follow. Okay.
విన్నాను చాలా సార్లు ఎస్ఎస్హెచ్ అని. సో ఎస్ఎస్హెచ్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ అథెంటికేషన్.
Yeah, secure shell authentication. Yes.
ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Fine. Any other questions, Andy? Anyone? Others? Any questions, anyone? Fine. Yeah, we can stop here. So make sure everyone practice this. Tomorrow we'll jump into new concepts which are very, very important. How can we connect server, which is very, very important. Fine. Yeah. Thank you all.